locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our next location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Crescent City and beyond. Coach Jon Sumrall got you. Rain, and more rain. Rain, go away. Please come back another day. Miss Beaches and I were just talking about this inclement weather. I mean, it's pretty bad out there, but it could be a lot worse. Like, you could still get a rain. It is San Diego. Drew Brees. It is not San Diego. 10 inches of rain a year in San Diego. We get 10 inches like with one thunder shower possibly. Anyway, no, it's sort of touch and go. Some heavy rain, and then like it lets up where it's barely drizzling or no rain at all. But definitely some hairy thunder showers out there. So definitely be careful driving. And if you can, I guess we're sort of falling into the opposite mode now since it's already 4 o'clock. I'd say get out of work early, but it's kind of too late. It's almost now like if you can stay later, stay later. If you can knock out an hour or two of work for tomorrow morning, like right now, that would be beautiful. Keep cars off the roads, you know? But I think some people saw the weather coming. Bosses had workers get out of there at, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock at the latest. Kind of spread things out a little bit. But no, roads are passable. I'm sure there could be some street flooding somewhere that got a serious deluge for an extended period of time. But generally speaking, what was being served up, what potentially could be happening. And hey, there's a lot of rain coming tonight, so I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, but so far, so good. Pretty bad out there. Some pretty terrible weather, dark clouds, but it could be worse. The roads could be like flooded out, not passable, lots of rain, all that kind of good stuff. A lot coming your way, including Tulane head football coach Jon Sumrall in a minute. We're going to get him on for a good 5 minutes. Busy schedule. I'll take anything I can get. If they tell me 5 minutes, I'm like, I'll take 5 minutes. Tulane yesterday announcing a contract extension. Sumrall already pretty much locked and loaded till 2029, under contract in Uptown till 2029, earning nearly $3 million a year. That contract has been extended. We can assume whatever we want. Beyond 2029, north of $3 million a year, more money for coaches, assistant coaches, NIL, administration, things of that nature. We'll find out exactly what's going on with the Tulane football program. Jon Sumrall is going to join us in a second. Troy Henry and Henry Consulting suing the city over that $73 million trash contract, the CBD, the French Quarter. Troy Henry had a subcontractor, Richards Disposal. They couldn't come to an agreement. He switched subcontractors. The city said that wasn't part of the original deal, plus had to come up in price. And a competitor that came in second place said, once Henry adjusted his bid higher, we were the lowest bid, Ramelli Waste. So Ramelli's bent about this. Helena Moreno, J.P. Morrell on the city council, bent about the Troy Henry deal. Troy Henry and Henry Consulting suing the city over this deal. Suing the city. Fall 2024, the warmest on record. Warmest November on record in Louisiana ever. Wallet Hub. Most fun U.S. cities. I'll fill you in on where New Orleans fell on that list. But the list is a little kind of sketchy. Atlanta, number 4. Atlanta's 4. Austin is 6. Like ahead of New York and Chicago and San Francisco, really? That would be, I think, bad advice to give somebody from another country coming to the United States for the first time. Hey, we got a new year cranking up in just a few short weeks. Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, would like to hire you. Latrim would like to hire you. If you go to Latrim's website, they have a full listing of positions available, and it's not like 2 or 3 job openings. It's dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings. Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. East Bankers, West Bankers. They got you covered at their Elmwood facility under the UEP Long Bridge. North Shore folks, you don't have to traverse the lake. Latrim has an I-12 facility just for you North Shore folks. Both facilities are hiring. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Latrim.com. Corey Johnson with you on a 2-lane Tuesday, I guess you'd say. A little Freudian slip there. Jon Sumrall is going to join us in a second. And if he doesn't join us in a second, I think it's going to be like 30 minutes or so till he joins us. Could be a stretch. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines are always open. We don't screen calls. We don't cut off callers, especially if you disagree. 766-9480. 766-9480. I'll have some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away in a little while via trivia, some trivia questions. Just in time, holiday season, guys. Yep. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, non-believers, it's still holiday season. She is expecting a great gift from you guys. I know a lot of you are stressed out. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? What are you going to get her? A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. 5 area locations. Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, Mandeville, Slidell, Baton Rouge. I recommend going to one of the 5 locations and getting her that gift card, that gift certificate, that day of relaxation gift card. But then I also recommend grabbing a little goodie bag and filling it with stuff in that lobby foyer area at any of the 5 Woodhouse locations. Bath salts, moisturizer, candles, all kind of goodies she'll love. WoodhouseSpas.com, the website. WoodhouseSpas.com. You can book an appointment for her right now. Can't make it to one of the 5 locations? Print your own gift card online. Guys, grand slam home run for holiday season. A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Take it over the top. One of her girlfriends, you and your buddy, or, you know, the buddy's wife or girlfriend's best friends with your wife or girlfriend, have him do the same thing you're doing. They can go to the Woodhouse together. Grand slam home run. Problem solved. A gift, your B gift, C gift, whatever. It's up to you. Woodhouse Day Spa can take care of you, and it's exactly what she wants. A ridiculously rainy day out there on a Tuesday. Corey Johnson with you. I think we're expecting a little bit of more rain tomorrow. Now, what's crazy? Oh, Jon Sumrall's joining us. All right. Hey, Miss Peaches, we're going to push back the break a couple of minutes. Okay. Hey, Coach, how you doing this afternoon?
Good. How are you, brother?
Doing well, man. Thanks so much for joining us again.
I appreciate you having me on. Sorry I'm a little late. I was on the phone working the recruiting lines, man, trying to get some players.
I bet, man. Can you talk about the recruiting class that just happened or no?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can speak on the guys that signed.
What did you think of the class? You filled the needs?
Yeah, I really like the group we got. You know, we signed 15 high school kids, really kind of the normal number now is somewhere between 15 and 20 on high school each year to build your team. You get 85 scholarships, and we'll still build the program from a foundational standpoint on high school recruits and developing those guys. Like the group, feel really good about it. Probably at this point, we're in the high school recruiting world. We're looking more at quality than we are quantity. We want really good players that fit the long-term vision of the program, and like the guys we were able to add.
Anybody you think potentially can start right away in that group?
It's hard to know. You always look at a couple and think there might be one or two, and sometimes you get surprised and it's somebody totally different. It's always a challenge to really know. The mid-year guys always help themselves. Like, we got a running back that we flipped from Duke, Javen Gordon, who it will be here mid-year, so that'll help give him a better chance to maybe learn the system and compete. Because if you get here early, you're at least able to go through spring practice and kind of learn the offense, defense, etc.
Tulane head football coach Jon Sumrall is with us for a few minutes. Coach, you said it best. You can sit there and complain, or you can adjust and go with the changes. NIL, transfer portal, all of that is part of college football now. You can complain about it or you can attack it. You've chosen to attack it. About 6 players already, a half dozen wave players entering the transfer portal, including your freshman phenom quarterback, Darian Mensah. It's sort of a catch-22. You like getting guys out of the portal. You hate losing guys in the portal.
Yeah, we're not going to hold anybody's feet to the fire on having to be here. Guys want to be here. We're excited about having them. If they don't want to be here, that's okay. And the grass isn't always greener. Like, I've been in this long enough to know you see guys jump ship to go maybe take more money or something else somewhere, and a lot of times they get there and it ain't exactly everything they thought it was going to be. And so I'm not saying that won't be for any of our guys that are leaving, but we're not real worried about who's not here. All we worry about is who is here and who we're trying to get here. And if guys don't want to be here, or they feel like they need to go somewhere else, then we wish them well. No hard feelings. Not going to lose a whole lot of sleep over it. We got a lot of work to do to fix some holes, though. We got a lot of holes that we got to get addressed if we want to have any chance to be successful in 2025. That's for sure. Same
thing pretty much applies to coaches, including yourself. Purdue, West Virginia, North Carolina. You were all on like a media reported short list for those schools. Yesterday, some big news. You and Tulane announcing a contract extension. You'll be back at least next season.
Yeah, grateful for our administration for really showing the commitment and wanting me to be here long term. For me, it's not so much about anything the university can do more for me. It's more about what can we do to provide our players and our staff, our assistant coaches and support staff, with more resources to be happy here, successful here, comfortable here, to help everybody grow and develop. And so I'm glad to be here. I get asked a lot about the last 2 weeks. I kind of, gets a little old, but I say this all the time, I'd much rather people be speculating on where you should be a candidate for, because that means our team is doing well, and then trying to run me out. And so, but look, I'm very happy. My family loves it here. I love it here. I love the job I have. Love who I get to do it with. Love the players here. Like, just really, really grateful to be here at Tulane. Really grateful to be in New Orleans. And those things, they come up. I don't even really address them. I don't really spend much time thinking about them. I don't have very much contact with any of it, to be quite honest with you. But I worry about doing my job, and that stuff that comes up, I don't really even deal with it very often.
Hey, Coach, real quick, I know you got to run. A couple more questions. What does the Tulane football program have going for it, in your opinion? What would you say it has going for it?
Well, I think we got a great culture. We've won the last 3 years now here, played in 3 straight conference championship games. I think the support here is, really improving each and every day. And I think we're constantly trying to find ways where we can evolve, and we got great players. The players that want to be here, man, that's something we got going for us for sure. We got a tremendous group of guys that are really happy here and really bring a lot to this team. And we got some things to improve upon, but there's a lot of positives going on too.
What does it lack, Coach? What needs to be improved upon?
Well, that list is, I got plenty of detailed things that I've already addressed, and some of them are coming, and some of them are in the works, and some of them we're probably a little ways off from getting done. But I think it's constantly trying to identify how can we provide our players with the most resources possible. And that can be rev share or NIL. That can be nutritional stuff. And some of that can be facilities. Like, I think too many people made a deal out of a tweet I had the other day about, I sent out a tweet about the Troy
facility. I was one of them making a big deal about it.
Well, and I really wasn't taking a shot at anybody. Like, honestly, here's what it was. I put a lot of sweat equity into that building. The AD at Troy, me and him texted that day, and he said, "Hey, we're going to put a brick on the building with your name on it." And because I worked incredibly hard to make sure that project got done in regards to design and fundraising. And so it really was a vision of mine to have that building. And for me to know that they're starting it in January, I'm very happy for them. Like, I really am. I still pull for them to have success. And so we need some facility things too. I know but really I'm more worried about like our weight room situation, our training room situation than I am an indoor practice facility, And so there's some things like that I think need to be addressed just as equally. But, look, we got a lot of things going for us. We got plenty of things to improve upon. That's everybody. And, but we're hard at work at it. And the dialogue between me and the administration here about what I think we need to do to keep moving forward, it's very open. It's very transparent. Everybody here knows how I feel and what I think we need, or maybe some things we don't need. Some things I tell you all the time, we can have a great roster and work out of a trailer, and I can still field a pretty good team, and we have a bad roster and have the shiniest, flashiest building and probably be hard to have a really good team. So now the truth lies somewhere in the middle. You need to have good players and good facilities both, but to help those players develop and give them the resources they need to be the best they can be. But I think we're on the right track. We got a long way to go to maybe reach the full potential that we want to reach, but we're working hard at it. And I can tell you right now, the staff, my coaching staff, man, they're unbelievable. They're up here. They're all here at 6 a.m. grinding. They're all here late at night working. They're watching recruits. They're watching Florida film. They're doing a lot to try to figure out how can we keep moving forward.
Hey, last question. Speaking of Florida, it doesn't stop, Coach. A week from Friday, the Gators, Tulane in Tampa.
Yeah, exciting opportunity against a household, brand name team in Florida. I'm looking for a backup quarterback for the game if you're interested. So our quarterback room's pretty thinned out. So if you got any eligibility left, you can come be the backup quarterback if you want it.
We'd have to run the option. I've got a bad rotator cuff, Coach.
We'll make sure we hand it off a lot for you then if you get in the game.
You got a good running back. That's all you need. I can hand it off.
That helps.
Yep. Hey, Coach, a pleasure, man. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the extension.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
That's Jon Sumrall, Tulane head football coach, joining us. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Miss Peaches, we just threw that break out the window. The hell with that break. Damn it to the hell. Yesterday, I was saying stuff like, by golly, on the program, Miss Peaches. By golly, gee willikers, things of that nature. Yep. It was sort of a Mr. Rogers type feel with the program yesterday. And then the 5 o'clock power hour rolled into play, and we went right back to our usual selves. Yep. That was Green Wave head football coach Jon Sumrall joining us on the program. By the way, this program is on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. So after 6 o'clock, I'll have that posted, that interview, or you can find it right away. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. I guess that was what, Miss Peaches, we start about 5 after on YouTube, and that was about 15 after, so 14 after. So that'd be about 9 minutes into the old feed. Jon Sumrall for about 9 minutes, maybe 8-9 minutes, something like that. Yep. Anyway, so you can check it out early, or I'll repost it by tomorrow. The little 7-8 minute interview that we just had with the head coach. Yeah, they're getting ready for Florida a week from Friday. Rain, rain, rain out there. Be careful driving home. One good thing, it seems to be starting and stopping. It's ugly out there. It's nasty. There's no doubt about it. It's kind of a gloomy afternoon weather-wise, no doubt. But Miss Peaches and I were talking, for whatever it's worth, before the program started. She is not a certified meteorologist. Neither am I. But we're like, it could be worse. It could just be constant downpour and street flooding and roads washed out and lots of traffic jams. And it's not. Traffic seems to be flowing pretty well. I think people at different work locations were either told to stay home today, use this as a stay home day, or get out of Dodge early, leave after lunch, leave for lunch, leave at 1 o'clock, leave at 2 o'clock. So just for whatever it's worth, tooling around New Orleans, Metairie, even the North Shore on the Causeway, things flowing pretty well today, all things considered. Even this afternoon, just a little while ago, I think the same thing's going on because it's the pumps can keep up in New Orleans, Jefferson, wherever, not having a lot of street flooding. If there is like a downpour, the clouds are moving pretty fast and it's just in isolated areas. So, no, I think Miss Peaches is right when she's like, could it be worse out there? I'm like, you're right. You're right, Miss Peaches. It clearly could be worse. I didn't have a problem coming in. The roads were not flooded out. So that's good stuff, especially when, a lot of rain. The North Shore has I think a flood watch until like 5:45 because of a lot more rain on the North Shore, bands of rain on the North Shore than the South Shore. By the way, another warm afternoon in New Orleans. Pretty comfortable. 70 degrees. At 8 o'clock tonight, it's going to be 65. At 2 a.m., it'll be 55. At 6 a.m., 45. 25-degree drop in temperature over the next 12 hours. Over the next 12 hours. A 25-degree drop in temperature from 70 degrees to 45 degrees. When you wake up tomorrow morning, 45 degrees on the South Shore. Yeah, that is a little BRRRR weather. Brr. But it might be a little cloudy when the day starts like 6, 7 a.m., not rain. And then by lunchtime, sunny. Sunny and bright. And 50s tomorrow. Thursday, kind of a rinse and repeat of tomorrow. 40s to start, getting into the 50s. Friday, 40s to start, getting into the low 60s, and then warming up over the weekend. We'll get into the low 70s on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, a 25-degree drop in temperature over the next 12 hours. 70 degrees right now. It'll be 45 degrees by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Ouch. Now, I'll let Tolley out like in the middle of the night. And by 2 a.m., it's going to be like 55. You just feel that. Just a bite. Anyway, warming up by the weekend. Hey, if you happen to be watching on television, Cox Channel 4 TV statewide, Spectrum Channel 333 television statewide, or maybe you're checking us out on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll notice the jar of Blue Plate mayonnaise on the TV YouTube studio set. If you're listening on the radio, just imagine. Blue Plate mayonnaise, spread the love. Yeah, if you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise for nearly 100 years. It's holiday season. Bring out the best flavor in sandwiches and sauces. New Orleans own Blue Plate mayonnaise. Yeah, you right. A little shout out, yeah, you right, to Blue Plate mayonnaise. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Green Wave fans, if you missed it, the beginning of the program, you missed Jon Sumrall, head football coach. I don't know. What do you think, Miss Peach? Is a good 7, 8, 9 minutes? Something like that, huh? 8, 9 minutes? Yeah. Anyway, the coach joined us. Contract extension, NIL, transfer portal, recruiting class, facilities, what the Wave has going for it, what it lacks, all kind of questions. We try to take advantage of those interview situations, come prepared, firing on all cylinders. Our best today, tomorrow better. Tuesday afternoon, wet and rainy out there. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. Remember that number. You might need it in a few minutes. Might want to call in one of our topics on the program, or maybe pick up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a wet, rainy Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. It is Tuesday. That means lunch specials at Trey Yen Tuesday through Friday. Man, if you're an office manager on the North Shore and you got to get, 10, 50, 100 employee meals and you're thinking of some like Chick-fil-A tray or Subway, don't. Spend the same amount of money and don't get Chinese food. Get Chinese cuisine. Trey Yen lunch specials, 10, 11, 12 bucks each. Set up the whole office with Chinese cuisine from Trey Yen in Mandeville. Lunch specials Tuesday through Friday. They can't be beat. About 20 to choose from. It's got to be Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Miss Peaches, I've gone from like one of the best to one of the worst. Normally I'm drinking Evermore water, but I didn't bring my supply into the studio. You know, I usually have a few cases stacked up over here, so good for like a month or two, and ran out yesterday and didn't bring in the new cases of water. So I've gone from Evermore, maybe the best water on earth, to arguably the worst water on earth. Dasani. Yeah, just I had to get this out the vending machine. We need to get a vending machine with Evermore in it because this is terrible. I don't even think they put the source on here anymore, but it used to be like Dallas water supply. You know, it just comes out of the tap. That's all this is. I think was it DeSantis, Coke's water, and who's Pepsi?
Oh, goodness.
What's theirs?
It's also blue.
Yeah, and it's crappy.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes out of the tap somewhere. So this is probably like, I mean, less than a penny of water, like from some municipal, you know, what is it, 16 ounces, 20 ounces, 20 ounces. It's probably like a penny, if that.
My favorite is, Avion, right? Avion water. You know how, it's spelled backwards?
No, you told me one time, though. What? Naive. Yeah. But it comes from a nice aquifer in France. It's spring water.
It's just saying.
It's like Fiji. It's all good. It's just expensive. I used to drink that Mountain Valley stuff from Arkansas. It's like $3 a bottle. You know, my brother and I were drinking it, and we were like, dude, this stuff's like $10 a gallon. Like $10 a gallon. I mean, twice the price of milk. 3 times the price of a gallon of gas, you know? No, that's the biggest ripoff there is. We went from like the little $3 bottles. We finally got the big $5, the 5-gallon thing. Okay. The big, big jug. And then there was like an $18 delivery fee and then a deposit on. We're just like, enough. But it's hard to find inexpensive water that comes in a glass. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got to deal with plastic. That's what I like about Evermore, because it's got that plastic that's not bad, that higher grade plastic that doesn't in the sunlight
okay, what?
Break down all that.
Those.
Yeah.
To make that for all of them.
Well, let me see what it is. I'm snagged the bottle off the set. I could have had this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's PBA free, the bottle, PBA free.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm about, 10-15% plastic, myself, because I ingest so much plastic.
Oh, are you kidding me? We all are. I don't want to get into where it is on me. You don't have that body part, but that's where they say it is on men. Like,
dear.
yeah, yes, exactly. Like men have that plastic there. It's like, really? Which means, that means it's in your big toe and your earlobe, everywhere.
Oh, I'd love to get a test, a true test. To
Who
see how
wants
much,
that? That goes
see.
back into that like 70s thing. Like, you all have 8 pounds of undigested meat in your colon. It's like, I don't need to hear all this stuff. No, Miss Peaches, we'd be like 87 pounds if you got rid of all the undigested meat, plastic, toxins. We'd all be pencils running around out there. Jeez, it is crazy. But yeah, we're all supposedly full of plastic. It makes sense, though. Look at the ocean. That big dead zone out there that's just, it's like the state of Delaware in size. It's just a big blob of plastic.
But then the sea life eats the plastic. And
No,
then you eat
it's
the
not
fish,
good.
and
It's
then,
not good.
It's like
no, they have a lot of deaths with sea life because of the plastic consumption.
It's sad.
No, it is sad. It's pathetic. Man has to do a better job. All right, I got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. We're connecting the streets for the last day. French Quarter streets. There are 7 of them in between Rampart and the river. 7 French Quarter streets that run parallel to the river, parallel to Rampart. 7 streets in the quarter. When these 7 streets cross Canal Street and go into the CBD, the names change. Like Royal becomes St. Charles on the other side of Canal Street. Dauphine becomes Baronne on the other side of Canal Street. What about Burgundy and Bourbon and Charters and Decatur and North Peters? What do those streets become on the other side of Canal Street? Pick any one of the remaining, 5 French Quarter streets. Burgundy, Domain, Charters, Decatur, North Peters. Pick any one of the 5, just one, and give me that street and then the street it turns into on the other side of Canal Street, and I'll give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, Mandeville, Slidell, Baton Rouge. Connect the dots. Connect the streets. 5 French Quarter streets remain. We got an answer already for Royal, which becomes St. Charles Avenue, and Dauphine, which becomes Baronne. What about Burgundy, Charters, Decatur, North Peters, Bourbon Street? When those French Quarter streets, pick any one of them, cross Canal Street, and enter the CBD, the name changes. Connect the dots. Royal becomes St. Charles. Dauphine becomes Baronne. What does North Peters become? 766-9480. When Decatur crosses Canal Street, what name does it take on in the CBD? 766-9480. Charters, when it crosses Canal Street into the CBD, what does Charters become? Same first letter. Bourbon crosses Canal Street, becomes blank in the CBD. Burgundy crosses Canal Street and becomes which street in the CBD? Give me the name to just one of those, and I'll give you 50 big bucks. Good at the Woodhouse 5 locations. I think it was either Karen in Algiers or Jackie yesterday was ready to rattle off every street connection from the quarter. I was like, whoa. And she's like, 35 years working in the service industry. I'm in the quarter every day. So by default, she knows those streets. By default. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Wallet Hub named the most fun U.S. cities. New York at number 10. Houston, number 9. Chicago 8, San Francisco 7, Austin 6. In at number 5, New Orleans, Louisiana, most fun city in the U.S. Atlanta 4, Miami 3, Orlando 2, Las Vegas 1. Rouse's Markets phone line 766-9480, 766-9480. Love to hear from you. Love to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Perfect time of year, holiday season. Christmas just a few weeks away, if you can believe that. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. It's December. Holiday season. Guys, I'll tell you what she wants, a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Problem solved. The gift she wants. A day of relaxation at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. WoodhouseSpas.com. Hey, the fall of 2024, warmest on record in the United States. Fall of this year, warmest on record. Louisiana, warmest November on record last month. Warmest November ever last month. No, it makes sense. All of it. Troy Henry and Henry Consulting suing the city of New Orleans over that $73 million trash contract. CBD, French Quarter. Looks like the city's going to have to extend the contract of the existing hauler to get through the season, man. Got a Sugar Bowl in a few weeks. Got a Super Bowl in early February. Got Mardi Gras. Got French Quarter Fest. Got Jazz Fest. That's all like in the next 120, 150 days. Throw in some big conventions. Got to pick up trash in the CBD and the French Quarter. Troy Henry and Henry Consultant won the bid, but then changed their own subcontractor. J.P. Morel and Helena Moreno said, you can't do that. We approved your deal with this subcontractor. Troy Henry's suing, basically saying, the council doesn't have control over this. This is the mayor's call. Anyway, interesting dispute going on. All I'm concerned with is trash gets picked up in the CBD and French Quarter in time for the Super Bowl. That's all that's important. May the city and whatever vendors work out their deal, but what's of vital importance is that the city's clean when tourists and conventioneers are around. Can you believe there are over 65 Rouse's Markets? Can you believe each and every week they do over 1 million customers? Rouse's Markets does over 1 million customers a week. That's over 50 million a year. It's pretty simple. Why? Best quality, best price, best selection, convenience, open early, stay open late, all 65 plus Rouse's location. Tastes like home. 1 million customers a week must know something. Rouse's Markets.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard. On Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you. The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, WoodhouseSpas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleans. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. Who was I yelling at when we got that promo? Hey, Lebanon's Cafe is open till 9:30 tonight. All your Middle Eastern favorites, including shish kebab and lamb chops. What a lamb chop deal Lebanon's Cafe has. 6 lamb chops grilled to perfection. A little veggie, green bean, grilled veggie side. And then you still get to pick 2 Middle Eastern sides like tabbouleh, baba ganoush, hummus, mujedra, a few others to choose from. 20-something bucks. 6 lamb chops, a trio of sides, 20-something bucks. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, open till 9:30. Boy, it's going to be cold. Rain, a little more rain, kind of a gloomy afternoon weather-wise. North Shore, lots of rain. It's 70 degrees. Around 8 p.m., it's going to be 65, just a little cooler by 8 p.m. tonight. By 2 a.m., it'll be 55 degrees. By 6 a.m., 45 degrees tomorrow morning. We're going to have a 25-degree drop in temperature over about the next 11 hours or so. 70 degrees right now, 45 degrees by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. That is a significant drop in L temperature. It's going to warm up again by the weekend. We'll be back into the low 70s for a high for Saturday and Sunday. I don't mind this weather. A lot of folks don't like it. They want it to either be warm or cold. I kind of like it. That's what I like about living down here. I mean, summer's a little harsh, 6 months of heat and humidity. But then the non-summer season, what we're experiencing right now, basically from like October to April, pretty damn good. Because if it ever does get to like 25, 30, 35 degrees, in 2 days, it'll be 65 again. And if it ever gets to like 82, in like a day or two, it's going to be 65 again. So the non-summer season, I dig it. I don't care if it's 70 right now and 45 tomorrow morning and then 70 again by the weekend. I don't mind it at all. By the way, speaking of weather, fall of 2024, the warmest on record. November last month, the warmest November in Louisiana on record. It was warm. It was ridiculous. October arguably had cooler, nicer weather than November. October. Sunny the entire month. We had some high 50s and 60s. November was like warm, like 80s, 70s. Crazy. 5 o'clock powwow are just a few minutes away. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, especially you Tulane Greenway fans, you missed a lot. Head football coach Jon Sumrall joined us about 35 minutes ago. At 6 o'clock, we will call it a day. Our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you go to that at like 6 o'clock, about 10 minutes in, not even, 8 minutes into the broadcast, a good 8, 9, 10 minutes with Jon Sumrall, the head coach at Tulane. Check it out. We talked about a bunch of stuff. What does Tulane football do well? What they have going for it? What do they lack? NIL, transfer portal, facilities, recruiting class, all kind of goodies. Florida a week from Friday. The Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa. The Gators of the Southeastern Conference. They've won 3 straight. Tulane the opposite direction. Losers of 2 straight. So Florida on a 3-game win streak. Tulane on a 2-game losing streak. Hopefully something's got to give a week from Friday in Tampa. Hey, it is holiday season. If you have friends or family coming in from out of town and they're staying with you at your house and you're like, man, it's just an inconvenience. But you don't want to put them up at just some random hotel room. You're kind of stuck. I got a solution for you. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast. Put your friends and family up on St. Charles Avenue in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Yeah, you want to stay somewhere special in New Orleans? The Grand Victorian, a meticulously renovated house, over 130 years old, a St. Charles Avenue mansion, built in 1893 by renowned architect Thomas Sully. It is perfectly, like I said, meticulously renovated, but the best of both worlds. Modern bathrooms, flat screen TVs, but everything else authentic. All the woodwork, the floors, everything. Even like chest of drawers and the bed frames and things of that nature, chairs. It's all from like that period. You're right on St. Charles Avenue, so you can walk up and down St. Charles, right there to Britannia Magazine, historic houses, mansions, shops, restaurants, or get on the streetcar line, uptown in a few minutes, or downtown CBD, French Quarter in just a few minutes. It's holiday season. Booking a room at the Grand Victorian, tough to beat. The Grand Victorian still has rooms available for the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day weekend, French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, but these rooms will not last long. Only about 10, 11, 12 rooms at the Grand Victorian. Mardi Gras is already sold out for 2025 at the Grand Victorian. All these other events, they're going to sell out as well. The Grand Victorian, to book a stay, go online, gvbb.com. Those 4 letters, Grand Victorian Bed Breakfast. gvbb.com, the Grand Victorian. What's that, Blue Boy? You'd like to stay a weekend at the Grand Victorian on St. Charles Avenue, in the Garden District, on the streetcar line. Commander's Palace right down the street. We could go get lunch, tour some great Garden District mansions, cemetery, streetcar line, French Quarter minutes away. Blue Boy, you're styling and profiling. Coming right back.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. We need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
That's what I said. Leidenheimer. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Oh, yeah. The 5 o'clock power hour is upon us on this wet, rainy, kind of gloomy Tuesday afternoon, weather-wise at least. Let's go to sunny Southern California, San Diego, and Drew Brees. Wow. We get about 65 inches of rain a year, 65 inches annually in New Orleans. Drew Brees, his La Jolla estate, gets less than 10 inches a year. We get 65. He gets less than 10 inches. Unbelievable. We get 10 inches like in a 24-hour deluge sometimes. A year's worth of rain for San Diego. Hey, thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. You heard me. Lots of rain out there. North Shore especially. And temperatures, they bees a dropping. Boy, you might need total maintenance overnight. Like right now, it's 70 degrees. You're probably running air conditioning at your house. At best, you have the unit turned off. You better get ready to crank down the heat because temperatures are plummeting. 70 degrees right now. In 3 hours, it'll be 65 at 8 o'clock. At 2 a.m., it'll be 55. At 6 a.m., 45 degrees. 25-degree temperature drop over about the next 12 hours. 25-degree drop in temperature over about the next 12 hours. You will need your heat running starting about 2, 3 a.m. when we get into the 50s. That starts permeating your house. You're going to wake up freezing. There's nothing worse than that. Don't want to get out of bed. Not even to go crank down the heat. If your air conditioning or heat is not working right, or worse, if your heat is not working at all, if at 3 a.m. you turn on your heat and it's not working right, you don't have to wait till 7, 8, 9 in the morning to call Total Maintenance. You can call them at 3 a.m. and they will be at your house probably in the next 30 minutes or so. Weekday, weekend, overnight, holidays, it doesn't matter. Total Maintenance is there. Sterling reputation for over 40 years in South Louisiana. If you need air conditioning or heat help anytime, think Total Maintenance. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, the website, tm-ac.com. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, if you need air conditioning or heat help, think Total Maintenance. The website, tm-ac.com. It's Total Maintenance. No, a serious drop in temperatures from 70, what we're enjoying right now, to 45 in the morning. A 25-degree temperature drop in Metro New Orleans over about the next 10, 12 hours. The good thing is we'll be back up into the 70s, low 70s for the high for Saturday and Sunday for this weekend. But for the next 3 mornings, we start off in the 40s, A little cold in the a.m. starting tomorrow morning, about 45 by 6 a.m. It's kind of hard to believe almost. I mean, you go outside right now, it's perfect. It's like 70. It's like air conditioning outside. If anything, it's like a little humid because of the rain. Kind of dank out there. And you're telling me it's going to get cold and windy and 25 degrees colder temperature-wise. Throw in the wind, it could be feels like 30-plus degree temperature difference from right now to tomorrow morning when we wake up. I don't know. I like it. I don't mind it one bit. Some folks don't like it. Some folks have allergies or it gets their sinuses going or they're susceptible to colds. And the hot to the cold to the hot, back and forth over just a day or two messes with their system, wrecks their system. I'm fortunate. I don't really get colds, never had a flu shot. I don't mind this weather. That's why I like the non-summer season in New Orleans. Because no matter what we get on the extreme side, it could be 25 degrees. In a day or two, it's going to be 65. And we could get some crazy high of 85. And in a day or two, it's going to be 65 again. So I like the non-summer season. Troy Henry Consulting, suing the city of New Orleans over $73 million, that trash contract for the CBD and French Quarter. Henry Consulting got the contract, then changed their subcontractor. And JP Morel and Helena Moreno were like, you're breaking the contract. It's supposed to be Henry Consulting with Richards Disposal as the subcontractor. Now it's Henry Consulting and another subcontractor, coupled with an increase in price, won the bid and then came back and said, we need to cover this. It's about $600,000 more a year. Ramelli Waste, which was the runner-up on this bid, they say their bid's lower. And it included the stuff that Henry was missing. So they want in. They want the contract. Henry Consulting wants the contract. The city right now is putting out an emergency bid for the contract. No, got too much at stake right now. You got Sugar Bowl coming up in a few weeks. You got a huge automotive convention in early January. You got the Super Bowl in February. You got Mardi Gras, French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, all in the next 120, 150 days, all of that. Got to have the trash picked up every day in the CBD and French Quarter. I used to live in the CBD, right downtown. And we had trash pickup every single day, 7 days a week, Saturday and Sunday too. And I was like, damn, that's nice. For me, it was just a huge plus. Put out the trash any night. It gets picked up that morning. But it made sense. I'm in the CBD. I lived in the CBD. I was 6 blocks from the French Quarter. These businesses, these restaurants, these bars, they can't be putting out trash twice a week. Oh, yeah, it's New Orleans. They only pick up once a week in Orleans Parish. Not in the CBD and French Quarter, daily pickup. You got to have it. Otherwise, you just have bags of trash, rodents getting in it. It would be a disgrace. It would be a mess. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Fall 2024, the warmest on record in the United States. November, the warmest November in Louisiana history, at least recorded history, last month. Wallet Hub, most fun U.S. cities. I don't get how Cincinnati's at 15 or St. Louis at 12. And I mean, they should be farther down. Who wants to go to Cincinnati? New York's 10, which is way too low. Should be 2 or 3 or 1. Houston's 9. I don't know who wants to really go visit Houston. Chicago 8, they should probably be higher. San Francisco 7, they should be higher. And New York, Chicago, and San Fran definitely should be ahead of Austin and Atlanta. Most fun U.S. cities, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, definitely ahead of Austin and Atlanta. Vegas is number 1. Orlando is number 2. I mean, outside of Disney World and, whatever, Universal Studios, golf courses. Orlando's pretty terrible, to be honest with you. Orlando, Indianapolis, you don't want to spend a lot of time in those cities. Miami was number 3. That makes sense. New Orleans in at number 5. I'll take that. I'll take New Orleans as a top 5 fun city in the U.S. That makes sense. I got a fun place for you in New Orleans. Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant. Essentially, catty corner from that Bromart on Magazine between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in their brand new location, bigger and better than ever before. Too many flat screens to count. A huge 120-inch monster in the main room, and all your favorite teams, all the local teams, Tulane, LSU, Saints, Pelicans, plus the bowl games, the bowl season coming up. Last night it was Monday Night Football, NFL playoffs right around the corner. When it's time to check out your favorite sports teams, hard to find a better spot than legendary Tracy's Magazine at Pleasant. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour on a Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining us. By the way, the 5 o'clock powwow on this Tuesday brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company. They've been at it since 1896, baking that French bread you love, Leidenheimer French bread at their New Orleans bakery. They bag it, they box it, and they now ship it out to 30 states. The rest of America enjoying the bread we've grown up on. Leidenheimer French bread, 5 o'clock powwow, brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 airy locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles. be all right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. 5 o'clock powwow. Corey Johnson back at you. Taking care of you, New Orleans. It's holiday season. I got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. We're connecting the dots. There are 7 French Quarter streets in between Rampart and the river that parallel Rampart, that run the same way as Rampart, run the same way as the river. 7 streets. Burgundy, Dauphine, Bourbon, Royal, Charters, Decatur, and North Peters. As they head towards Uptown, they cross Canal Street. These French Quarter streets change names, like Royal, as it crosses Canal Street, turns into St. Charles Avenue. Dauphine, as it crosses Canal Street, turns into Baronne in the Central Business District. I'm looking for what Burgundy turns into. How about Bourbon or Charters, Decatur, North Peters? We got the answer for 2 of the 7. Royal turns into St. Charles. Dauphine turns into Baronne. What about the remaining 5? All I want is one street. Corey, I know what North Peters turns into. Corey, I know what Decatur turns into. Or Charters or Bourbon or Burgundy. Do you know their CBD street counterpart? Give me the answer. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 766-9480. That's how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Connect the dots. Burgundy, when it crosses Canal Street and runs into the CBD, it becomes what street? Bourbon becomes what street on the other side of Canal Street? Charters on the other side of Canal becomes what street? Decatur on the other side of Canal, what street? North Peters on the other side of Canal. I guess which street instead of what? Which street? Like I said, Royal crossover Canal Street becomes St. Charles Avenue. Dauphine crossover Canal Street becomes Baronne. Name any of the remaining 5. North Peters, Charters, Decatur, Bourbon, Burgundy. Any of those 5 and what they turn into on the other side of Canal Street in the CBD, the street name. I'll give you 50 big bucks. Good at the Woodhouse. Hey, no Google Maps. You got to be like, who was that yesterday? Was it Karen in Algiers or Jack? I think it was Karen in Algiers, actually. She was ready to rattle off all 7 streets. I stopped her after 1. She was right. I think she gave Dauphine turns into Baronne. And I was like, how do you know all this? She's like, I work in the quarter service industry for 25 plus years, still work in the quarter. So you're down there, you're parking, you're traversing the streets, you're walking, you end up knowing these streets. You end up crossing Canal Street. You know what street turns into what other street. You're parking, your car is on the street, got to figure it all out. So she knew it naturally. She was ready just to rattle them all off. I was like, one. Only need one. Don't need the remaining 5. Just one. Just one. No, she had firsthand knowledge being a French Quarter worker in the service industry for 25 years. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been at it a little longer than 25 years, 85 years, since 1940. Before this country got into World War II, Young's Dry Cleaning was taking care of you. Yeah, truly a New Orleans institution. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations. Want to experience the best dry cleaner? Young'sDryCleaning.com. Young'sDryCleaning.com. Let's head to the Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Bobby joins us from the French Quarter. What up, Bobby?
Hey, Corey. I heard your question, and I do have an answer, but I will only answer one, so let everybody else get a chance.
What do you think the easiest of the remaining is? Burgundy, Bourbon, Charters, Decatur, or North Peters? What do you think's the easiest?
Charters turns into Camp Street.
All right, there you go. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Now, why do you know that, Bobby? Just from living in the Quarter? Or you work down there? Or you traverse that area a lot, or what?
Yeah, I've been living down in the French Quarter since the year 2000.
Wow.
And I always found it interesting to keep those crossing streets over, so when people ask me for directions, I know what to tell them.
Yeah, no, good job, Bobby.
Yeah.
How do you like living in the Quarter for nearly 25 years?
It's very convenient for my lifestyle. I've never been married and I don't have any kids, and that's probably because I've been living in the French Quarter for this long.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Do you drive? Do you have a car?
Yes, I'm actually a part-time Uber driver.
Okay.
So that helps out too with the neat street names.
Yep. No, I bet. Yeah, a lot of people that live in the Quarter, it's like New York living, don't even have a car.
Yeah, that's true. But where I live, the parking's not too bad. So I've got off-street. I don't have off-street parking. I have street parking, but it's not so bad if you know where to park.
Where are you, like the kind of Esplanade Rampart corner area?
Yes. Yeah, the upper corner.
Yeah. That's a little more neighborhoodish. Not a lot of tourists, not a lot of businesses, more of a pure neighborhood. And you're right, easier. I dated a girl in the Quarter. She lived like on Royal in the middle of everything. And I swear, I went down there 200 times. The longest it ever took me to find a parking spot on the street, about 6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was never like some 20-minute thing. I can't find a spot, you know.
One thing I want to give you credit for was getting that corner of Rampart and Esplanade, that old dilapidated gas station turned into a restaurant. You were so right. There's so many people that were protesting that. And I was saying, what would you rather have? That crack corner of, where all the bad people hung out, or a thriving business?
They would rather have the crack corner.
So I'm glad to see that Havana Outpost doing well on that corner.
No, it's doing really well, Bobby. They would rather have the blight in the crack corner, sadly.
It's crazy. Sometimes that's what I wonder about. Sometimes, New Orleans, and you think about this place, but you always bring out the truth, and that's what I love about your show. You're right about the massage part. I mean, on the old bus barn turned into a grocery store. You had the Pilates studio, and now they all work out there, and they all now shop there. So it's all good.
Yep. You're the man, Bobby. I appreciate all that, man. Paying attention to the program.
Keep doing what you're doing, Corey. Love you.
I will, man. Thanks so much. Don't go anywhere, all right, Bobby?
Okay. You got it.
That's Bobby in the French Quarter. He nailed it. Charters turns into Camp. French Quarter resident for nearly 25 years. That's great. That's good living down there. I mean, you're a 3-minute walk from some of the best dining in America. You're a 3-minute walk from some of the best music in America. You're a 3-minute walk from some of the best bar rooms in America. You've got so many great attractions within just a few minutes. French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, all of it's right there. All walkable. Pretty good stuff. Thank you, Bobby, in the French Quarter. All right, we got 4 streets left. 3 down, 4 to go. There are 7 streets in between Rampart and the river in the French Quarter. Burgundy, Dauphine, Bourbon, Royal, Charters, Decatur, and North Peters. As they cross over Canal Street and enter the CBD, the names change. Like Dauphine becomes Baronne. Royal becomes St. Charles. Charters becomes Camp. What does North Peters become? Decatur, Bourbon, Burgundy. Give me the answer to any one of those. And I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Hey, TV audience, mañana, as we hit 5:30, straight down 5:30. Yeah, 2 hours every weekday afternoon, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 o'clock. 2 big hours on the neutral ground, on radio, on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. The first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program simulcast on television. Cox Channel 4 statewide. Spectrum Channel 333 statewide. No, Bobby was nailing it. Always trying to tell the truth. And he came up with some good examples like Habana Outpost. Thank God that Sean Meenan, the owner of Habana Outpost, literally a couple of things. He was an original investor in Etsy, so he's worth tens of millions of dollars. Second thing, he was a Golden Gloves boxing champ later in life, like not at 18, but like at 30. So the guy is a champion, literally. Fell in love with New Orleans. Wanted to bring his Habana Outpost here. The folks on Esplanade that lived right behind it did not want it. The folks that live in those underassessed houses. They had the signs with the round red circle with the line through it. No Habana Outpost. They fought Sean Meenan through just the powers of being New Orleanians, knowing politicians. Some of these folks are lawyers, have a law degree, got mommy and daddy's money, don't have to work, just have time on their hands. This is like their life's mission, to screw over this guy and keep this old gas station dormant. It had been dormant since the Jimmy Carter administration, and I'm not kidding. Out of business since the late 70s for like 45 plus years. How many folks do you think through the decades came through there, got the lease on the building, the gas station, we're going to build something there, and these idiots bogged it down, either by lawsuits or by getting their politicians to slow down the work, where finally these investors, after months, maybe even a year plus, were like, enough. My God, if it's Nashville or Austin, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, they're begging me to open a business there. New Orleans is fighting me to keep it from happening. So they threw in the towel. How many folks were these idiots successful at stopping from getting that location going? It only happens to be Rampart and Esplanade, one of the main entrances to the French Quarter. No, thank God Sean Meenan had the wherewithal financially and was a champion, literally and figuratively, and just beat these losers. I love that in the window of his shop of Habana Outpost, he has the no Habana Outpost sign from one of the neighbors. No, and those hypocrites probably eat at the outpost. That's the sad, pathetic part. Have you seen what it looks like there? Instead of a blighted gas station for 45 plus years, it's a thriving business that pays taxes to the city, that does really well. Reasonable hours. They're not bogging down the French Quarter neighborhood. The opposite, enhancing it, lighting up that corner, lower crime, everything. But these selfish New Orleanians that act like they're righteous and care about the city, no, they're all about themselves. Sinful behavior. Keeping that corner blighted for 40 plus years. Sinful. No, and what Bobby was talking about, the Pilates studio on Magazine across from The Whole Foods in the old bus barn. They had uptown folks that were against the Whole Food going in the bus barn. We're against the Pilates studio across the street. We're against the new Audubon golf course. We're against the Audubon clubhouse and restaurant, which they now eat at and go to the Whole Foods and do Pilates at the studio. Just hypocrites. You know, people that are scared of any kind of change. That would be nice if it was just that they were scared, but it's worse than that. They're selfish. They're worried about themselves, their situation. They don't want anything different. They want it just like it is. Rather have the dilapidated bus barn there than a business. Don't want the Pilates studio. Don't want a restaurant at Audubon Park. No, those folks are a problem. The Walmart, it's going to crush all the businesses on Magazine. The Walmart on Chapatoulas. I was like, really? I'm pretty sure that's an entirely different demographic. Folks that go to Walmart and shop and buying bulk for the family aren't the Magazine Street shopper in all the little stores. Totally different demographic, totally different shopper, totally different shopping experience, no overlap in the least bit. That Walmart does really well, and Magazine Street thrives. It's doing better than it's ever done in its history. What a magnificent street, too. Magazine from what, like Henry Clay? All the way to downtown New Orleans, basically to the French Quarter, about a 4-mile run of just incredible mom and pop retail and even some national chains and all kind of good stuff on Magazine. I mentioned Tracy's a few minutes ago. How about Art and Eyes? Need some prescription eyewear? Art and Eyes on Magazine. An eyewear and eye shop boutique extraordinaire. Name brands you've never, ever heard of. But right away, when you touch, feel, put on those frames, you'll go, boy, super high quality, I can tell. Eyewear, handcrafted in Japan, Europe, the United States. For the best eyewear, Art and Eyes on Magazine. Just incredible. Just incredible. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse can be yours. Connect the dots. 7 French Quarter streets run in between Rampart and the river. Burgundy, Dauphine, Bourbon, Royal, Charters, Decatur, and North Peters. As they cross Canal Street into the CBD, the names change. Like Dauphine becomes Baronne. Royal becomes St. Charles Avenue. Charters becomes Camp. There are 4 remaining French Quarter streets in between Rampart and the river. Burgundy becomes blank. Bourbon becomes blank. Decatur, North Peters. Give me the answer to any of those remaining 4. North Peters, Decatur, Bourbon, or Burgundy. What street any of those 4 become on the other side of Canal Street, and I'll give you 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse. But be like Bobby, who lives in the French Quarter, or Karen in Algiers, who is in the service industry and has worked in the French Quarter 25 years and naturally knows the answer. No Google Maps, no internet devices, no search engines. North Peters, Decatur, Bourbon, and Burgundy. 4 of those 7 remaining French Quarter streets. Pick any of the remaining 4. When they cross Canal Street, what street do they become in the CBD? You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Perfect timing. It's holiday season. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com, the website. You can print your gift certificate there. Book up reservation for her. I recommend going to one of the 5 locations and getting that gift card, guys, because in the the foyer lobby area, I'm combining those two. The foyer lobby area, I could call it the lawyer or the Fobby. the Fobby. They've got a lot of good stuff for her that she loves, like moisturizer, bath salts, candles. They'll give you a little bag with the rope handles, tissue paper, the ribbons, all the stuff we're terrible at. Plus that gift card, a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse. That is a great gift for her, guys. I know you're stressed out. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You get her a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse. She's going to love it. WoodhouseSpas.com. I'll get you jump started with 50 big bucks if you can connect the dots. Those French Quarter streets, when they cross Canal Street, name the street. Just any of the remaining four, what they become. Hey, Audubon Gutters working for me right now with this rain. About 6 weeks ago, I had Audubon Gutters install gutters on my house. I mean, I Googled New Orleans Gutter Company. Audubon Gutters came up. And then I looked at like all the competition. I was like, why would I go anywhere else? You can do the same. Google New Orleans Gutter Company. I need gutters for my home in New Orleans. Google that. Why would you even consider going with anyone else but Audubon Gutters for your home or business? They've been at it since 1991. They are the Gulf South's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. They don't do anything else but gutters. They don't do siding. They don't do paint. They don't do windows. They don't do roofs. They do gutters and only gutters. And if you have a big oak tree in front of your house like me, you get the leaf guard system. So you'll literally never, ever have to clean your gutters again. Audubon Gutters featuring the leaf guard system. If you need gutters for your home or business, audubongutters.com, audubongutters.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard. On Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
I think he's that Fertitta guy, he owns the Houston Rockets, if I'm not mistaken, wants to bring NHL to Houston. Reportedly, according to the Houston Chronicle, he has reached out to Gail Benson and said, I'd like to buy the Saints. And he's worth billions of dollars and easily could buy the Saints. And I think it would be just to have an NFL franchise. I think he would keep the Saints in New Orleans. They're not going to move to Houston and have two NFL teams in Houston. That's not going to happen. Although, I don't know, Houston market might be able to support it. Houston's got almost like north of 7.5 million people in Metro Houston. Harris County, just one of the counties that makes up Metro Houston. Harris County has a more population than the state of Louisiana, than the entire state of Louisiana. So I don't know, maybe Houston could support two NFL teams, but I don't think that's the plan. He just wants to accumulate more stuff. He's got an NBA team. He wants to bring NHL to Houston. And I think he'd like to buy the Saints. I wonder if the Saints are even talking to him, like for future, or you have the right of first refusal or something of that nature. You have these private equity firms that now can purchase up to 10% of an NFL franchise. And these NFL franchises that do this, if say the NFL franchise is worth $5 billion, a 10% stake would be $500 million. The NFL owners are going to be charging a few $1 billion. It's going to be like $1 billion, $1.5 billion, $2 billion of a $5 billion team to only own 10%. You're going, Corey, why would someone pay $1.5 billion, $2 billion on $5 billion and not get like 40% of the team, like the amount of money they're putting up, value of the team? Because these teams go up in value exponentially. Every year they go up in value. These private equity firms know that. They see the future of it. They just want to be part of it. They'd have no say. They'd be a 10% stakeholder. So they know what the future value is going to be. And the NFL owners, they're not going to sell a 10% stake for 10% of today's value. The beauty of the whole deal is it's capped at 10%. They only can sell 10% to these equity firms. So the equity firms will be willing to pay a premium. The NFL owners are going to be asking for a premium, and they're going to get it. I don't know if the Saints and Gail Benson goes that way. And Fertitta's not a, private equity firm. Would he want to overpay for 10% of the Saints? I would think only if he has first option to buy the remaining 90% when the time comes. Just an interesting story. That guy's got unlimited funds. I think I want to say, let me Google it. I want to say he's connected to Landry Seafood and Morton Steakhouse. Houston Rockets owner Fertitta. Does he own Morton's Steakhouse and Landry Seafood? Owner of Landry's, the Houston Rockets. Yep.
How do you even spell that?
Fertitta?
Yeah.
Fertitta. Let's see, Miss Beaches. I guess it's going to be somewhere in career. Landry's Inc. His portfolio includes the Golden Nugget Hotel and Casinos, Morton's The Steakhouse, Rainforest Cafe, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Wow, a lot of stuff. So, yep, exactly.
Rainforest Cafe said that.
Boy, he owns a lot. Yep, that's another steakhouse. It's like kind of a lower end steakhouse. Maestro's Restaurants is like a high end steakhouse. Look at the Boathouse Restaurants, Grotto Restaurants, Vic and Anthony Steakhouse. Wow.
He owns some aquariums.
He owns some stuff. Anyway, I knew the Landry and Morton's thing, but anyway, according to the Houston Chronicle, has talked to the Saints and let them know he would be willing to purchase the team. Wants to purchase the NFL Saints. And I don't think it's to move the team to Houston, although Houston could probably support 2 NFL teams. Houston's so big, you just build a stadium way out in like Katy or the Woodlands, and it would be like 40 miles from the existing stadium in a whole other part of Houston that's got 3-4 million people over there. Crazy.
Wasn't Tom Benson approached about selling from to
Well,
Dallas
he
a
wanted to
long time
move
ago?
to San Antonio
San
after
Antonio.
Katrina. He was like ready to move to San Antonio. And then Roger Goodell, the existing, commissioner that no one in New Orleans likes, and the then commissioner Tagliabue, they stopped that deal. Arnie Filko lost his job because of that. No, they were at like the bowels of like some water company building in a meeting room. And Benson was like, New Orleans is wrecked. We can't go back there. We're not going to do this road show. We're going to move to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio and move the franchise here. And everybody in the room just sort of shut up, even though they knew it was wrong. And Arnie Filko was like, not even from New Orleans, from Chicago, is like, you can't do it. The city's crippled. This is a lifeline. And, Benson looked at it as him being disloyal, and Arnie Filko ended up losing his job because of that. But Arnie Filko stood up for New Orleans and what was right. And the NFL commissioner and his subordinates all were on board. And basically they dictated to the owners that would be a bad move for everybody. Good. And yeah, that deal went bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hey, not all Smoothie King locations are the same. Far from it. Experience the best. Jay and his father, Smoothie King franchisees for decades. I go to one of their 2 locations, Jefferson Highway across from Ochsner. They also own the old Metairie Smoothie King, Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway in that Rouse's Shopping Center. All different franchise owners, all different Smoothie Kings. Experience the best. Smoothie King, Jefferson Highway across from Oshner. Smoothie King, Airline at LeBar.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, the Chronicle article is quoting the Journal article. Fertitta the New Orleans Saints if they became available from current owner Gail Benson. Benson is currently not in the process of selling the Saints. Fertitta still wants his intentions known to the Saints' current owners. Quote, "I've always loved the New Orleans Saints, but Benson won't sell them right now." Fertitta also said he hasn't sent an official offer to Gail, but he has told her of interest in the team if she chooses to sell it sooner. The Saints aren't currently for sale, nor is Fertitta some sort of leader in the clubhouse should New Orleans NFL franchise become available. A number of suitors would likely emerge, many with multi-billion-dollar pockets. Now, Fertitta put in a bid of $4.4 billion for the DC franchise. That ended up going for like $6 billion. But he's trying to get an NHL, a hockey team, for Houston. And I think if he were to buy the Saints, I don't think he would be moving the Saints. I think he loves the New Orleans Saints. The team, the dome, the fans, the franchise, the city, the whole package. What's that, Blue Boy? Interesting story from the Houston Business Journal. No, you're right. Very interesting. What else? Tulane fans can go to YouTube and about 7 minutes in, check out the Jon Sumrall interview. Good call, Blue Boy. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.